Hello, welcome to another episode of Asexualized, My Asexual Life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please hit the great big subscribe button now. Please hit that bell icon also down below to get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as we go along if you like it. So today I want to talk to you about what happens if you go to an asexual meetup and you don't like it. What should you do? Does that mean you should stop going to asexual meetups forever and just think they're all a load of rubbish? Or does it mean that you should give another one a go? So I had a friend who watches this channel and he went to an asexual meetup. So he, first of all, I have to tell you, he goes to my meetups and he enjoys them, but he wanted to go to more meetups and he went to another meetup somewhere else and he didn't like it. He felt left out with the conversation and found it really, really hard. So, he was like thinking, is there any point in going to other meetups if he's feeling that way? So my advice was to, try other meetups out and basically try different ones out until... Hello, Andy. I'm just talking about someone, which happens to be you, actually. So I hope that's okay. I was generalising, but I said I had a friend who went to a meetup. I didn't say which one it was that you didn't like. So I hope that was okay with you. I think it will be because it'll help other people out. Because I won't mention obviously what it was, where it was, but yeah. So Andy goes to my asexual meetups in my city of Exeter in the UK, and he likes them and enjoys it, and he's done extremely well. And he went somewhere else and he didn't like the meetup. I'm not going to say where because I don't think that's fair, but yeah. So it seems weird because I'm talking about you and actually talking directly to you as well now. So he was a bit worried about, is there any point in going to another meetup if it made him feel this way, which I think is what a lot of asexuals can relate to. I have another friend called Sam who also watches this channel, who you would have seen on my UK asexuality conference video, the one about how to arrange an asexual meetup. He was... In fact, it's cool. I've been to more meetups since, which have been better. Oh, that's good, Andy. So my advice must have been working. So this is great. So yeah. So basically, I gave Andy the advice that he should try other meetups and not just worry about that one particular one because, we all have different types of people that we get on with, and different meetups have different dynamics and different atmospheres and people you click with and people you don't. So some meetup organisers and meetups you may really instantly click with, others you may not. So really just don't give up. And what I was trying to explain as well is that Sam, who's one of my best friends, he is asexual, was at the UK Asexuality Conference and was a guest speaker on my how to arrange an asexual meetup, and he said, if you go back to that video you can see it on here, he said that he had been to an asexual meetup in London and he hated it. He was made to feel really bad and he thought that he would give up and there was no point in going to them ever again, and he was really disappointed. I think he was quite upset about it at the time. And so when I came on the scene and he came in one of my groups and I started talking about asexual meetups and stuff, and that, anyone who wants to come can come, doesn't matter where you live in the UK, because I tend to organise my national meetups, where anyone can come from anywhere, sort of 4 to 6 weeks in advance to give people plenty of time to book accommodation and transport. So it's really, a way to do that for them. Sorry, there's a bit of a lag. I noticed that then. And so anyway, so Sam came to one of my meetups and he was so glad he did because he felt completely different from mine and really enjoyed it. And since then he's been to other meetups as well. So yeah, my advice to you, which I did give to Andy at the time, which obviously worked because you said there was some other meetups you've been to that you like now, is really super important, because in this world, you know, there's so many different types of people, and some you will click with and some you just won't. And it depends what type of person you are as to how the dynamic will work for you, you know. I used to only be able to deal with, you know, one-on-one years ago. I didn't even used to be able to be in a group. But I find like small groups are quite good to start off with if you're just going from one-to-one to a group. It's kind of good to ease yourself into it, to go to a like smaller group, and then you can expand if you want to go to meetups that have bigger and bigger groups. But it's not about the quantity of people there, it's about the quality in terms of if they're good for you. So, you know, there might be one person who goes to meetup, absolutely adored it somewhere, and they're just like, this is awesome, I absolutely loved it. Yet another person could have a completely different experience and hate it, because you're different types of people, and you know, there's not a one size fits all scenario. You know, you might, like I said, you might go to one and love it and might go to another and hate it. You know, some people come to my meetups and they'll come over to them over and over again because they love it, they feel comfortable, happy, you know, content. But there's some other people been to my meetups and I don't see them ever again, and I get the impression sometimes, I can feel from them that they don't, you know, there's one woman who came and I could feel that she didn't get on with me. You know, me and her just weren't the same type of people. I could feel it. You know, she was at the opposite end of the table to me, and I'm happy for anyone to come to my meetups, you know, but I can't say that I'm going to be the right type of person to be in everyone's company for them, just like they might not be the right type of person for me. You know, me and her were very, very different people. Doesn't mean to say we were horrible to each other, because we weren't. We didn't say this. It's just, you know, when you have that intuition, you have that feeling that when you're around someone, it's not comfortable. They're kind of like, you and them don't quite marry up. You know, it's a bit like off. That's how it felt. And I've had that on more than one occasion, but particularly with that one person. There was another person who came and she was quite rude, actually. And yeah, she was like, you know, saying stuff like, haven't you got anything better to do with your life and stuff like that. And I just thought that was so rude. And she came from a corporate background and decided to retire to Devon. And that was must have been like 2 years ago, I think now. I'm just trying to pick out instances where, you know, sometimes you don't always get on. But there's never been any horribleness in my groups, as in no one's ever said, I don't like you. No one's ever been nasty. No one's ever shouted or had any, you know, issues like that. It's all been, you can just tell, like, when, you know, even in my earlier meetups, I think my meetups are quite different now. I think everyone tends to get on really well and gel together a lot of the time. But even in some of the earlier meetups, there used to be like people who would congregate together and other people that congregate together, and clearly they were very separate. Now, at my meetups now, there's still people that congregate together a little bit each other, because you're bound to, because once you share common interests, you want to really sort of have little private conversations, you know, like individual conversations as well around the table, not just one massive conversation, because that's how you build friendships up. But, you know, in the early days, there was clearly sort of people really not even opening up to the group, really just focused on those people and those people. You know, but it's how it is at the time, you know. You know, every time I hold an asexual meetup, I usually have new people coming to it. And you don't know how that person's going to be, and they don't know how you're going to be in each other's company, you know. I mean, me and that person can seem absolutely awesome talking together online, but when we get in each other's company, we might not get on as well, you know. And that's both ways, like my way or their way, you know. It's just what life's like. It doesn't mean to say everyone's nasty or horrible, or this person's bad or that person's bad. You know, just because I didn't get on with them and they didn't get on with me doesn't, oh, sorry, what have I got on my lip? You know, just because I didn't get on with them and they didn't get on with me. We didn't say that to each other. We didn't go, I don't get on with you, I don't like you. We didn't say that at all. It's just, you know, you can feel it. People have got a great sense of intuition, haven't they? Got a great sense of, you know, like an atmosphere, and they feel it, and you could just feel it, you know. But I mean, my last couple of meetups, they haven't been like that. I mean, even probably more than the last couple of meetups, you know. They've been, you know, everyone's got on and come back, and, you know, it's been more than okay. It's been building really good best ever friendships for life, and So I've just been blown away by that. Do you know what I mean? And there's a woman who came to the last meetup, who came to the one before. We don't really keep in contact much outside of meetups. But, she likes coming to them, and she's a really nice person. We're different people, but we're both really nice, if you know what I mean. And we can both feel nice towards each other, even though we're different. So, you can be in a group with different people, and some different people will just not get on. They'll kind of like be out of sync with each other. And you get two other people that are completely different, yet you can get along really well. Like, I've got a guy friend in Exeter who I've met through the meetups in Exeter. And we don't see each other that much because we haven't got that much in common. But we're both such nice people that we do meet up occasionally and have a lovely chat together and find out how each other's getting on. And it's really nice. And he's a really nice guy. I'm a really nice girl. We're very just different, in what we like. So I just wanted you to know that it doesn't matter if you go to a meetup and, if you don't get on in the group, or you don't get on with a particular person, you just don't like it, it's okay that you can go to other ones and try them out. I would say just keep trying different ones out. The ones you like, keep and going to, and the other ones you don't like, just forget about them. It's no problem, is there? You don't have to go to every single meetup. People do different meetups as well. Sometimes you might like a specific area that does a meetup, but you might like some of their meetups where they go to, but you might not like some of the other activities they go to. You might be like, oh, I'm not really into that. So, in one meetup group, for example, they go to a pub where there's cats everywhere. Like if someone's allergic to cats or fur, they're not going to want to go to that pub, are they? But they might want to go to their other meetups. Do you see what I'm saying? So, sometimes there might be a meetup that you like, but you don't like it all the time because, when I say a meetup you like but don't like all the time, where the area is to. Like I don't like old-fashioned clothing, really. I'm more of a modern girl, And the guy who lives in my city, who I'm friends with, who we're very different though, but we like meeting up sometimes, he went to a meetup, which is a retro meetup, which was on the same time as the meetup I was holding in the city, my city, where he also lives. But he wanted to go to that because he preferred what they were doing in that meetup to my meetup. Do you see what I mean? You don't have to even stick to your own city or near where you live. You can go far and wide. But retro clothing and stuff wouldn't be my thing. I would just be like, ooh, this is too old-fashioned for me, because that's my personal taste. Other people could love retro stuff. I mean, in Exeter there are some retro clothing shops and stuff. I think people dressing in retro clothes, but that would be boring to me. It's same as someone at my last meetup suggested like going for a cycle ride on another meetup, but I personally can't do cycling because I have fibromyalgia and that would absolutely kill my leg. I can't do it. And I have no desire really to go out cycling anyway. And as much as I like to accommodate many other people in my meetups, it has to be something I like doing as well, or can physically do as an organiser as well. Which means, if there's any other meetups around the country that has bike rides, then he can go to them. He travelled from afar anyway. Do you see what I mean? So I'm not going to be able to do every single thing that anyone suggests, even though I'd like to make everyone happy. You just can't make everyone happy in life. Do you know what I mean? You have to try and make the majority happy when you're doing group activities, which is different to when you're one-to-one. When you're one-to-one, you and someone else could absolutely both adore the same thing, be absolutely, like amazed by it and think, oh, I really, really want to do this thing. And then if you go and pose it to a group, like half the group might not want to do it. Last year I posed 2 different activities and half the people didn't want to do one of them. Personally, I would have liked to have done it, and I did it a different day, but, they didn't want to do it, so I'm not going to do it because they don't like doing it. You know what I mean? I'll go with what the majority want, not what I want. So, but I'll have to go with something I can physically do or actually want to do, in the first place. But I will do stuff that, like Exeter Museum I've been to, right? And I'm not really into museums, apart from science museums. I'm not into history museums. It's not my thing. Usually I get quite bored at them. But Exeter's a free museum, and I know lots of people like to go around it. So when I'm there, it was so funny when I did go around it. It was so funny. I went round and looked at every single little thing, because that's what I'm like. Even if I'm not that keen on doing something, if I'm going to do it, I usually do it good and proper. And like this woman who wanted to go there in the end, I'm like, oh, let's go and see this. But she's like, oh, well, I think I've done enough now. It's kind of like quite ironic that the person like me who's not so keen on it was the one that wanted to go into every little nook and cranny of the museum, whereas the person that loved to go to it wasn't really that bothered by the end of it, and like, I need to leave, I've had enough now. So I thought that was quite amusing. So, but I will do, like the museum, it's not going to hurt me doing the museum. It's not going to do anything bad to me. I can still physically get around it. It's in my capabilities, and I know other people enjoy it, And it has a little art gallery there, and I do like art, apart from there was some nude art there, like naked bodies, which I don't like. But at the end of the day, I did that because other people like it and enjoy it, and I can tolerate that, It's okay. There's some bits that are okay there, It's fine. So... I did a meetup where there was virtual reality gaming, but I knew that was be very niche. So there would only be a small number of us going to that meetup, which there was. But I have to do something sometimes that requires very specific things that only certain people want to do. Like, not everyone will want to come to that meetup. So just find out where the different meetups are. If you need to find out where meetups are and you don't know how to do it, if you go on asexuality.org, asexuality.org, can't speak tonight, and go and look up Meetup Mart. That's where all the asexual meetups are, but there's sometimes meetups that not even on asexuality.org. Like there's some meetups that are on meetup.com, and so the meetups that I arrange, I predominantly arrange them off asexuality.org. I just put it on there as sort of an announcement because they got really funny about me posting it on loads of different places on there, so which they thought was irrelevant, which fine, if that's what they believe, that's what they believe. Personally, I don't believe that, but that's what they believe, and that's the rules as they see them imposed on me, so that's fine. I was a bit miffed, to be honest, that other people can seem to post meets in places that are not relevant to the thread, but I'm not allowed to. But okay, that's fine. I mean, there's no point in me wasting my time posting posts where I'm not allowed to post them, and they just remove them anyway, so that's okay. To be honest, like the last meetup I had, there was only one person that I got through asexuality.org. The rest I advertised in my groups. I contact all the people that I know love to come every time to see if they want to come to the current, the new one, the one that's coming up. I go on asexualistic.com, I go on acebook.net and put them in there, and the Twitter, and I private message some people on Twitter sometimes, and there's quite a lot of places. ASAP, you can get people to go to meetups from all over, and I'm very proactive in that respect. So mine are national meets, but I also sometimes do some small local ones. Like if it's just, well, I mean small local ones, it's like a person I know in the city, like, we just want to have a 2-hour meal and drink together. I'm not going to get everyone to come from all over. I mean, anyone's welcome to come, like from wherever they want in the whole world or country, but I'm not going to advertise a 2-hour like meetup session for everyone to come to, a short notice to everyone to the world, because obviously they're not going to be able to get down in time. So you can go to sometimes you can go to meetups that are just for locals, like on that have just been like, hi Heather, that have just been sort of created there and then. So sometimes I might meet up with a couple of people in my city, and it'll be like I might only contact them like a week before. Do you want to go for a drink next weekend or something? Do you know what I mean? So that's what I call a local meetup. It doesn't mean to say that anyone else can't come to it. Of course they can, but it just means that it's not organised in such a way that it's highly appropriate for a national one, whereas the national ones are. So there's not much notice, and it's just for like a couple of hours rather than the whole day or days. So, the meetups are all different. People have different themes of meetups. They do different stuff. Sometimes people go on holiday together for meetups. They organise trips abroad. Some people sorts of events. So, do keep your eye out for different meetups. And I would always recommend trying an asexual meetup out. If you've got a friend and you're nervous about going, there's another friend asexual friend, and they're going to go, or you could go together. That's what a couple of girls did that came to my my meetup. Well, I'd say a couple of girls. Actually, I'm not sure if they were agender. I'm not sure, but they looked female. But yeah. So I don't want to say for definite they say they're a she. I'll say them. So there was 2 people, and them came to my meetup, and yeah, they met each other sort of at the meetup, if you know what I mean. They've been talking online together, so they really, sat next to each other, and they were really good friends. Actually, I thought they might be seeing each other. Like, I thought they were like girlfriends, if you know what I mean. So, but I just think they were really good friends in the end. Anyway, I hope this has been useful, helpful, insightful for you. Do give asexual meetups a try, and if one doesn't work out, go to another one and try different ones until you find the right one for you. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you found this video useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form, please give this video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. And I will see you on the next video. Love meetups. Keep trying. Thank you, Andy. Good night. Take care. Bye, Heather. Bye. Nice to see you. Thanks for everyone tuning in. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because it does get asexuality recognised more in the search engines. So that's all good. Take care. Bye.